Bad girls resting, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess. She tweeting, I guess. She confess, she thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best to get spontaneous. I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as I rise like fireworks.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to Thunder Thursdays After the Storm show. We're going to talk today about the NBA draft, clearly because the draft is exactly 1 week from today. So this is, I think, appropriate for us to kind of go over and get in detail about what the moves the Thunder have made thus far, and what we foresee, or what I foresee, hopefully the Thunder taking advantage of their opportunities. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. I know for most of you all know that the Thunder draft picks currently, we own the number 2 pick, the number 12 pick via the LA Clippers fall from grace of whatever you want to call it, their choke thing that they did, and of course the 34th overall pick. So we have 3 of the top 34. Remember, we did have the 30th overall pick, but of course, what do? We traded for JaMychal Green, which, Sam Presti is known for his wheeling and dealing, and he certainly pulled one off here with JaMychal Green. We just get a conditional 2027 first-round pick, and we had the 30th pick this year. So, possibly are the chances better than us moving up? Sure, they're better, and especially 5 years from now. Who knows what will happen 5 years from now, but that gives us an opportunity to get a better pick, and then the least we can be is where we are right now at 30. So that was a nice move by Sam Presti to do that, and we pick up his $8.2 million salary, which I'm sure that JaMychal will opt in for that this year. We have plenty of room at $31+ million of salary cap space, so we can absorb that pretty easily. And on the other side, the Denver Nuggets get our 30th first-round pick this year, plus 2 future second-round picks. And you'll know one thing about the Thunder: we are loaded with picks over the next few years. So we have plenty of opportunity to do something with this. And I told you that I would get into further detail. I think this happened Monday or Tuesday, and we talked about it on the Unpopular Hour, my other show that I do. So we talked about that. And so what I'm looking at here is that, or what I'm thinking that Sam Presti's looking at, is we have this guy. He's a stretch 4. He's been in the league 7 years. The question is, do we play him in front of our guys who are younger, who need playing time? Or do we just give him stretches where he can get in there and play a little bit, but not a whole lot, but yet, aid us when we need him and take away playing time? Or do you just sit him and holding for trade bait around the deadline? Or the other option is you can just buy it out and just move on. We still have, $23 million or so left in salary cap space, so it's really not going to affect us one way or another, but he is a good player, and he would be something for us to trade for later on during the trade line. So we can play him a little bit, we can sit him. The question is, how much will he play? I don't really know that. We are loaded at that position, especially with Wiggins and Robinson Earl, and then what we could possibly pick up in the number 2 overall pick and the number 12 pick. So, and then I know that the rumblings are that Presti is trying to move up to the number 4 pick or number 5 pick or whatever to get Jaden Ivey or Sharp. And I like either one of those, because what are the things that the Thunder are missing? Rim protection, which of course the Dallas Mavericks made a trade for Christian Wood. How did they get beat by Golden State? 50 points average in the PIP, which I tell you is my favorite stat. Points in the paint. Your PIP. Golden State averaged 50 points a game against Dallas, points in the paint. Why? Dallas had no rim protector. Thunder have no what? Rim protector. We've got to get somebody who can protect the rim. And Chet ain't it. Okay? He ain't it. So we got to have a rim protector. And then the second thing we need shooters and we need defenders. And I call them 3 and D guys that can guard the 3 or shoot the 3 and they can defend. So because the NBA is more of a pick and roll league now, and if you can't guard in the pick and roll, you're history. Teams are just going to exploit you to death if you cannot do the pick and roll. And Oklahoma City was real good at that with Muscala and SGA. SGA come off that, and then if they hesitated at all, boom, he'd attack the basket. If they didn't hesitate and they jumped out and switched, boom, he'd attack the basket. Or if they just boom came to double team with him, he'd hit Muscala for the three. And but anyway, so that's one thing that we are needing. We are needing somebody who can shoot the three, who can guard to defend the perimeter, and then we need somebody who can guard the paint or paint protector or rim protector, however you want to call it. So those are the things we need. Now, when you look at the draft and who is available in the draft, and I look at this, and I'm just going, man, you know, we have plenty of options, and here they are when you look at them. You've got, obviously, and what's so funny is Jabari Smith is lobbying to play for the Thunder. I thought that was interesting because he's probably going to be gone to the Orlando Magic in the first pick. But he's lobbying and letting everybody know he wants to play for the Thunder. And someone would ask, why would anybody want to play for the Thunder? Let's see. Why would you want to play for the Thunder? Let's look at what the Thunder's options are. And this is the grades that I gave right after the season. I gave grades out. And here it is. You have Shea, you have Josh, you have Dort, you have Mann, you have Wiggins, you have Robinson Earl. Right there, that's a good 6. And the reason why I gave Robinson Earl, Wiggins, Trey Mann, and Dort C's is because they were trying to, you could see where, Lou Dort is playing completely out of position. He's not a scorer, but, with injuries and stuff, we tried to force him into one. That's not his game. It's just not. Now, as he can try to develop that into the game, sure, he can work his butt off this summer, work on his ball handling, make his moves to the basket. Sure, he's doing that. But he's primarily the defender of the best player in the opposing team, which is a lot why he can make shots at the beginning of the game, and at the end of the game, he was terrible trying to make threes. But anyway, the reason why I gave Trey a C because at the beginning of the year, Trey didn't really do a whole lot, but he came on at the end and finished strong. And Aaron Wiggins and Robinson Earl both were hurt, but I thought that Wiggins had spurts where he would just be dominant, then we wouldn't start him. He'd have 8 double-double games in a row, and then I didn't really understand the whole process of trying to figure all that out. Look, you got 5. Let's roll with these 5. Let's roll with the 5 that we start with. We start the second half with the same 5. We don't interchange and do all this other stuff. Everybody gets in a groove. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows what they're going to do. And when you're trying to switch and do a bunch of different things and try different lineups, it kind of screws you up. But once again, back to my original thought. Why would you want to play with the Thunder? Well, that's why right there. Shea and Josh. Why would you not want to play with these 2 emerging young stars? I mean, why would you not want to do that? It makes perfect sense to me. And why wouldn't you want to do that? And then you look at there. So Jabari, yeah, he wants to come to the Thunder because he's seeing what they are. We are young. And every single one of those guys I showed you were no more than 4-year play, 4th year or 5th year players. All of that. And you got to remember, the Thunder's draft class last year, which our draft class last year, and Sam Presti just pulled off one of the most amazing draft classes last year. Because when you look at the Thunder draft class last year, you had Giddey. Here, let me go back to this. When you look at the grades and what we did, you had Josh Giddey, you had Trey Mann, both in the first round, and then you had Wiggins and Robinson Earl. And we got Robinson Earl at the 34th pick. So you look at that right there. That's a young lineup. Robinson Earl still going to start his second year. Trey Mann starting his second year. Aaron Wiggins, second year. Josh Giddey, second year. Shea, I believe this is his 5th year. Lou Dort, his 4th year or 3rd year. So you look at that and you think, man, they're young. And we are prized to make a run. But this year's draft is huge for the Thunder. I mean, it's absolutely huge for the Thunder because look at what you have out there. Now, the Thunder are trying to move up to get Jaden Avery and Shaden Sharp. That's what the Thunder are trying to do. And we got plenty of picks that we could do that we can give away. You know, we still have the 12th pick and we still have future first round picks. So it's very easily for us to go in and say, hey, look, we'll give you our 12th pick, we'll give you one of our first round draft picks next year, and then we'll turn around and then we'll give you a whatever to move up. So give somebody 2 first round picks, the 12th pick, plus a future first round, and even the 34th pick, whatever. Just add in something to give another team the option to switch down. And some teams, you know, it depends on what they're looking for and what they're needing. And you look at the Kings are looking for somebody right now that can help them. Well, we're not giving up. I mean, if you look at what the Kings would want, what would they want? They want Josh Giddey and SGA. We're not giving up either one of them. We'll give you Dort. We'll give you Trey. But, of course, those are Trey's the first year guy. That's not what they want. They're young. They want some seasoned veterans who can play. But we're not giving up SGA, and we're certainly not giving up Josh Giddey. So that's out. So, therefore, what do we have to offer them but future draft picks and our 12th pick? Because their options are really limited to what they can do because they're young, but they have not drafted well at all. And when you don't draft well, that's what happens. And when you look at the Thunder, and we talk about Sam Presti and his greatness and all he does and what all has happened and all that, that's great. But when you look at, these are the Thunder's first-round picks. And I was arguing with a guy the other day. He doesn't give Presti the credit for drafting Kevin Durant. And this was his thought process behind that statement. Because I'm a big fan of, hey, look, if you want to make statements, you know, back it up with facts or back it up with something that makes sense, not just some idiotic statement that you're going to make. But what he said was, Sam Presti, you can't give him credit for that because what was his other option? There was only 2 guys. If you got the first pick, you were not going to take Kevin Durant. Remember, Odom was the first overall pick that year. So the question is, he wouldn't have taken Kevin Durant if he'd have been the number 1 pick. So therefore, he believes that Kevin Durant fell in his lap, so he can't give Presti any credit for Kevin Durant. But now the rest of them, yes, he can. And we talked about that as well. Because you look from 2009, which was the last pick, because like I was trying to explain last week, the Thunder, what we drafted this last year, what you got, Robinson Earl, you got Giddey, you got Trey Mann, and you got Wiggins. Now you've got to come back this year, and you've got 2 top 12 picks. So look at what they did. You went Kevin Durant, Jeff Green. So I got to give him credit for Jeff Green, and then he went Russell Westbrook and Ibaka the next year. So back-to-back years, you had 2 first-round picks, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green. Then you went Russell, Serge. Then when he had 1, and then we'd had James Harden. Then Cole Aldridge, still to this day, I don't know what – I still don't know what they were looking at in that deal. I didn't get that at all. I still don't know. That's one of those that I just didn't get. Then Reggie Jackson, which I like Reggie, but of course he and Russell did not get along. Perry Jones, what were you doing there? Archie Goodwin, what were you doing there? And then, of course, we got Steven Adams, which clearly was a good. And then all of a sudden, bam, you go from 2009 to really 2013. But you skipped a year, Reggie Jackson, then you skipped 2 years. And then since then, we've had a horrible drought of 7 years, 8 years before we did. Look at what we did in 14, 15, 17, 19. And remember, we got Poku in there too. So think about that. Look at what the Thunder did. I mean, look at that. So drafting first is not necessarily a good thing. But when you look at what the Thunder's philosophy was at first, we need NBA-ready players right now. So you went Durant, Green, Westbrook, Serge, Harden. Thunder took off. Because you went just like that. So now you went, and last year you got Giddey. You got Robinson Earl. You got Wiggins. And you got Trey Man. So you started off really, really good last year. Now we got a good foundation. Now you come back and you got 2 more picks or 3 picks in the top 34. But it's about who you draft. You have to draft NBA ready talent. You look at the teams that are successful. What did they do? How did they get there? When the Thunder were successful, how did we get there? Drafted NBA ready players. Golden State, what did they do? They didn't sit on their laurels. They had this championship team. What did they do? They went out, they got Wiseman. They went out, they got Poole. They went out and they drafted these guys. That's what they did. You have to draft. You can't. You see what the Thunder were doing really well, and all of a sudden we went to that 5-year or 8-year hiatus, and we're paying for that now because of the poor draft choices. But now, Presti has rebounded. Boom, he's getting NBA ready talent again. Here's a big opportunity for us. And if we can land Jabari Smith, boy, man, what a get that would be for us to do that. For us to get him, I'm telling you right now, if we got Jabari, the Thunder would be set. Because if you could get Jabari and Jalen Duren, or if you could move up and get Sharp, which Jay, because when you look at it, it's probably going to go Jabari, Paulo, and Chet are going to be your top picks, with Jaden Ivey is projected to be the 4th. Shaden Sharp's probably projected to be the 5th. Now, Johnny Davis is a good shooter as well. So when I look at that, you've got to have the talent is there in this draft. And I think that Presti is moving up to try to get some players. But when you look at this roster, who can help the Thunder the most? To me, it will be Jabari and Jalen. Now you got 2 big guys in the middle who can protect the paint. They're athletic. They're physically ready for the NBA, and this grind and the athleticism of it, they would be perfect for that. Or you get a Jabari and you can slide up and trade and get a Shaden Sharp, or you get Keegan Murray, or you get a Johnny Davis, or you get him a Thorn. So, I mean, the opportunity is there for the Thunder really, really to make a deal. But that second pick is going to be huge. Now, Banchero does have his limitations, and what he is, he's an upgrade. To me, he's an upgrade to Baisley. He's what we thought Baisley was going to be. And Baisley clearly was not that guy. So I'm not a fan of you. To me, if you go and you don't play in that tough of a competition, or you don't play in college for 1 year, to where you can play in a tough division where you're getting NBA ready, I think it's a complete waste to draft a guy if he's not going to do that. But here are your list of guys that you can get, and I'm sure Presti is going to move up and get it. But that second pick, if we could get Jabari Smith, and like I said, I'll take Banchero because I think that he and Jabari would be perfect fit for us, even though I think Banchero would be even better fit because he is more athletic, he can handle the ball, and he can do more things. But Jabari is just more he's just, to me, just raw talent and ready to go. So, and Chet, to me, I'm not going to talk about Chet anymore because it's just the thought of even him being here is just nauseating to me. That's a good word I'm looking for. The thought of him being is nauseating to me for us to even consider the guy. He's not NBA ready. He's thin. He can't defend. He can't. When you look at his numbers against NBA talent, NBA level talent, and when you look at his numbers, and you can see the guy is not ready. The guy is just absolutely not ready for the league. He's just not ready. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not trying to be hard on the kid, but he's not ready for this league. And I can't stress this enough. We're making a huge mistake if we take him. It's like the Lakers picking, idiot, I can't even say his name now. Idiot over Jason Tatum. The ball. Picking him over Jason Tatum because of the pressure and because of all the nonsense. That's what bad management does. They listen to the noise. Great teams like Golden State. You look at Phoenix in their draft. When you look at the teams, Boston, they don't listen to the noise. Who is the best player that's going to help us achieve where we want to go? And I'm telling you, Jabari wanting to come to the Thunder. Chad, of course, he wants to come to the Thunder. Of course, he does. It's the second pick. He knows that he's not going to Orlando. And I'll say this for the 1,000th time. If I played with the kid in high school, and I played with that kid in college, and I'm already in the league, and this kid is coming up supposedly as the best draft player, draft option in the draft, and my team doesn't take him, what does that tell you about what I told my team about him? What does that tell you? The kid ain't ready. If he does not get drafted by them, that's what happened. But then the Thunder, you have to turn around and you got to ask SGA, who is your best player? What does he think? Who does he want? Now, management is still management, but you still need to come to your best player and ask him, what does he think? Who would he like to have? You still are management. You still got to do what you feel you need to do. No question. Not saying that. But on the other side of that, you still have to make the right decision by taking the right pick. So you got to ask your player, what does he think? Because SGA has got to ultimately, if he says yes, then he's got to live with that consequence. Because if we draft him, that means you're going to stay here, right? Wherever we ask you, our agreement is that you're going to be here and sign your next deal here. If we take somebody other than what we wanted, if somebody that you wanted or you liked and you thought would fit you better, then we need a commitment from you that you're going to be here and fight through that. Unlike LeBron, that ain't what we want at all. So that being said, I want to take a little break. I want to thank my sponsor, who goes out, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. You can reach them online and go and pre-qualify for any loan at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. And that's to pre-qualify for any loans or anything you might need from them. And then also I want to let everybody know that this weekend I'm going to be doing my live stream at Crest in Edmond, right off of 15th Street. I'm going to be doing a live stream there with Big Tux and my boy Chris Tucker and his seasoning. So he's going to be grilling out and doing some stuff. So I welcome everybody to come by and stop by and join the live stream. And at that point, we will be having our extra microphone. So if anybody wants to join and sit down and talk some sports, I'll be more than happy to do that. And he's going to be grilling from 12 to 5. I'm going to probably be there about 3, 2:33 is my plan. And we're going to be going for at least an hour, if not 2 hours. So we're just going to go for as long as people want to go, because we'll have tons of things to talk about. We'll be able to talk about the NBA. We'll be able to talk about the U.S. Open. We'll be able to talk about hockey. And speaking of hockey, what a great game that was last night between the Avalanche and the Lightning. I mean, what a game that was. And of course, the Avalanche winning. And, of course, Stan Kroenke, of course, owns the Avalanche, and he owns the Rams. So he like more than anything to be able to go back-to-back with NFL and NHL world champions. He would absolutely love that. So, but anyway, if you guys aren't doing anything tomorrow, please stop by, Saturday, please stop by and, Crest and get some. He's going to be doing wings and samples, and it's going to be on fire. I'm not eating on purpose that morning. I eat that breakfast that morning, but I'm not going to eat all afternoon because I'm going to be getting ready for that grilled chicken and whatever else or his wings and whatever else he's going to be doing. So I'm excited about that. And remember, that's this Saturday. Let me put that up again for you guys. That's this Saturday. Big Tuck's all-purpose seasoning and rub, and that's going to be this Saturday from 12 to 5 at the Crest Fish Market or Fresh Market, the Edmond location only, because we can't be in more places than one place at a time. So when we look at that, that's how that works. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to say that I want to thank everybody for watching the show today and been following me and in my other shows. And I want to say that, I'm going to bring this up right now. All shows, right now we have After the Storm, which is what we're watching, which is our Thunder broadcast that talks about the Thunder. And the show is usually around 30 minutes is the max that we talk about the Thunder and the things that they're doing with that. Of course, the Unpopular Hour is my daily show which is Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays now. It'll be back to Thursdays once Thunder NBA season starts back up. But for right now, it's Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And, of course, Wednesday is the Unpopular Hour Women Only Wednesday, which we're trying to get more and more women involved in that. And, of course, we air every day, Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock. So those are all the shows that I'm doing right now, and I thank you for your support. And remember, you can go to www.mcsportsnetwork.com. You can pull up, and the website pops up. You can click on any of the shows, and you can watch all the shows that we've done. In fact, today is our 50th Thunder live stream. And so that's a pretty good accomplishment right there. The fact that we've done 50 shows and that you guys are still watching. And I appreciate that. And as a matter of fact, we're getting more and more viewers every day. And remember, you can go to YouTube, which is, what we'd like for you to do is go to YouTube, sign in, and then subscribe, like, and then hit the notifications button. Because when you hit the notifications button, it pops up every time after that on exactly what our show is doing. So you can pop that up. And that's YouTube, and it's the Unpopular Hour, and then boom, Highlight Stash, Matt Clark, After the Storm, OKC Thunder, and of course the Unpopular Hour Women Only Wednesday. And remember, go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and hit the notifications button. And every time we come on, you'll get that. Or you can, like I said, you can go to the website at mcsportsnetwork.com and click on there, and you can watch any of the other shows, because people's like, it's like a podcast. Well, no, it's a live stream. It's not a podcast, but it is a podcast that you can go back and you can look. And we're thinking about getting on some of those avenues as far as just taking our show and then putting it on as a podcast at different places. So, but like I said, we prefer you to be able to do that and watch us live, or to be able to go to the website or go to YouTube, and especially YouTube. And the more people we get in YouTube, we get at least a thousand subscribers. At that point, we can start doing more and more things with YouTube as far as bringing on people, adding people to do more things with it. So anyway, I'm excited about the month of July and the things that we have upcoming. We're going to be doing more and more live remotes on the weekends in different locations. So looking forward to doing that. But that being said, I want to thank my other sponsors. Of course, that's Collaborative Logic IT Solutions. The guys saved me last Friday. The computer crashed, and took them a couple of hours to redo all of my windows, but they got me up and running. So if you have any issues, by all means, go to Collaborative Logic. If you've got any needs as far as your networking at your businesses and things like that, they are perfect for that. Also, SRB, call my boy Mark Long. If you have any needs as far as your engineering, surveying, and planning, my boy Jose Fierro, he just told me he's got 3 trucks now. So I'm proud of you, man. Way to go at Oak Grove Trucking. If you got any needs for that as far as hauling and moving stuff around, he is your guy there. And I want to take a shout out to my boy Jose and say congratulations on your business and what you're doing there. And of course, my guys at NAFCO, Greg and Max Nafee. So at that point, I want to tell everybody thank you again for watching the show. And remember, the draft is 1 week from today. 1 week from today. The Thunder could, I can't express how important um, this draft is for the Thunder. To take the momentum that you had last year and build on that for this year is huge, huge, huge for the Thunder. Huge for the Thunder. You've got the number two pick, and we'll go over that and let you know. We have the number 2 overall pick, we have the 12th overall pick, and we have the 34th. And I know that, like I said, we traded for Jermichael, and we got him, but I don't know how much you're going to play a veteran over the kids. When I first looked at it, I thought, oh, that's great, bring in a veteran. But I'm like, well, we got our guys that we had last year. If you sit them on the bench and they don't play, then what? Then what have you done? So, but anyway, current picks, we have the number 12 and the number 34th. And the number 2 pick is just going to be all important because it's going to make or break the Thunder. It really is. And I just thought that it was awesome that Jabari does not want to go to Orlando. That Jabari wants to come to Oklahoma City. I thought that was pretty cool, considering people go, oh, nobody wants to come to Oklahoma City. Sure they do. I see that we're joined by my boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. What's happening, bro?
Oh man, just been crazy days. Sorry, I was out of cell service.
No, it's okay, man. I know that it's kind of crazy because that weather that slipped through there earlier this week. I know you're ready to get out of there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a humid one today. I was out in the middle of nowhere, out in the country. I just got back into cell service. I want to make sure I got in touch with you, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
How we doing today?
We're doing good, man. We were just getting ready to go over your picks for the day. We're going to talk because we talked about the Thunder and the draft and how Jabari and Chet. Shocking, Chet wants to go to Thunder. But Jabari Smith saying that he wants to play for the Thunder. I thought that was interesting. Considering
he's going to get playing time, you got to play right away.
Well, yeah, but the fact that he's supposed to be he's supposed to be going to Orlando. I thought that was interesting that he's basically saying he doesn't want to go there. That Oklahoma City's got more young talent and more upside than does the Orlando Magic, and I agree with that 100%.
I would too, and it's surprising because Florida has still no state income tax.
Yeah, but do you care about that or you want to win?
I don't know. First contract, I may care about my money.
Well, yeah, but you know what, Drew? I'm a deal where I'm gonna make money. I know I'm gonna make money, but I want to win because what good does it do to have a lot of money if you're miserable and you get beat? You know what I'm saying? That what does that matter? He's not gonna be thinking about the money. He's gonna be thinking about getting W. So, but anyway, I thought that was interesting that he had said that he wants to go to Oklahoma City and play with the Thunder. And I went over, our status and our kids. I mean, you've got SGA, you've got Giddey, you've got Dort, you've got Trey Mann, you've got Wiggins, and you've got Robinson Earl. Those are 6 guys, and the oldest one is what, SGA at 24, 25? They're all young, hadn't hit their prime yet. And, if he came here, and also, Drew, the Thunder are looking at moving up. I don't know if you saw that. They're trying to trade up. They're trying to trade up and move up to get Jaden Ivey or Sharp. And I thought that was interesting. Or maybe even get Johnny Davis. That would be a nice pickup. Mr. Taco Bell commercial himself. So
they're trying to come out of the 30 and 34. Is that right?
Well, we've already got out of the 30th. Remember we talked about it. We traded for Jermichael on that 30th pick. So we have the 34th pick. But to do your 12th and maybe your 34th and a first-round pick for future first-round pick next year.
To move up
to like 10? Yes. No, yeah, to move up to they want to move up to 4, but the problem is the Kings are sitting at 4 and they want a veteran player. We ain't giving up Giddey and we ain't giving up SGA, so that ain't okay. So we don't have anything else to give them. You know what? I'd give them Poku, I'd give them Baisley, I'd give them Jerome, Krejci. I'd give them all of them guys. Hey, y'all can have all of them.
might just play on their conscience that how far would they have to move down to 12?
Well, they're at 12 now, but we'd have they would move up to
No, I'm
yes
saying
down to 12.
that
Yes.
Sacramento would move to 12.
Yeah,
So I mean,
and then get a
unless they
first
just
round
got
pick.
their eye on somebody that I don't know, who knows.
Well, everybody knows that pretty much Jaden Ivey is going to be the pick at 4. Him or probably Sharp. One of those is going to be the pick at 4.
Well, I'd love to have Jaden Ivey.
I would too, bro.
Well, you pair him with
Jabari,
Jabari or
Banchero,
Duke.
or Banchero. Oh man,
I'd rather have Banchero than Jabari, but
yeah. But I'm just saying, you pair if you get those two, and then with what you have already, man, the Thunder be off and rolling, bro. But we still need a rim protector. Did you see where the Mavericks got Christian Wood?
I did not.
Yep, they got Christian Wood.
Been out of the loop today.
Yep, they got Christian Wood, which the Mavericks' big problem was what? No rim protection. So they've solved that. And he's averaged 19 points a game. So they solved that issue. And so that's what the Thunder's got to do. We've got to solve the issue of having somebody in the paint. And Jabari would solve that. I don't know if Baron Carroll is as dominating physically inside as he is. But anyway, let's talk about tonight, bro. Let's go over your picks.
Yeah, big game.
Yep, Celtics -3 is what you got. And then I noticed that you took the Celtics in the first quarter, huh? 1.5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. You got to figure they're going to come out firing. I mean, they're do or die at home. Boston.
The history.
I like it in the first half.
Yeah, and you got the under, but you got the under in the first half.
Yeah, I think they're going to play it. They're going to have to tighten up their defense. They cannot let Golden State score 60 points in the first half.
Yep. I think you're right about that. The question is, what are they going to do with Steph? Are they going to do the same thing with him again? That's the question.
Well, you think they probably will. I mean,
they were face guarding him, and everything, and forcing him out to do things that he normally doesn't do. He was shooting out further than he normally shoots. Out of rhythm.
Honestly,
in rhythm, he can shoot that far.
From a gambling perspective, I don't like this game at all. It's tough to gamble on. I mean, you got to figure everything pointing toward Boston pushing it to a game 7, but do they have that in them? I mean, who knows? If they play like they did the last 2 games, they're going to get beat.
Yep, and then not to mention Klay Thompson is the way he plays in fourth quarters or in the game 6s. If he has one of those games where he's going off, and Steph is at 25 or 28, they don't have a prayer.
Right.
They don't.
And my whole premise is that the NBA would love to see a game 7 Sunday.
Oh yeah.
And for gambling wise, if you're going to play the points, you got to play Boston at home -3. You don't really take Golden State on the road +3. If you're going to play Golden State, you play the money line. Say they're going to beat them outright. But the over under, it's basically the same as it was last game, 210 points.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you got to figure Boston's going to probably play a little bit better defense at home than they do on the road. So
yeah, that's true.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game to handicap, but I'll take the home team in the short line, and hopefully it goes 7.
Yep. And then you got Rangers and Tigers. You got over 8.5.
Yeah. Let's see. I think they're playing right now. I could give you a quick update there.
Yep. And then you got the Rays.
By the way, Braves +14. 14.
Oh my God.
14 in a row. Chop.
You just gonna hammer me. I'm gonna have to deal with this all year, aren't I? I'm gonna have to deal with the Braves all year, aren't I?
Well, the Cubs are getting beat again.
Well, you got them +151.
I know. They're down 3-2, top of the 4th.
Okay, and then you got the Red Sox money line. I told you I don't want to put no more Red Sox up here, man.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's
Boston.
A loser. They're down 4-1.
Good.
At the 6th.
Woo, they're losing. I'm crying about that. Wow, my bad. I'm so sorry for them. Oh, poor Red Sox.
But Yankees, Rays are tonight. Tigers, Rangers are tonight. Over 8.5. Tigers don't have any pitching, and the Rangers, they always go over.
I tell you what, my Yankees on fire right now, man. God dang,
they are. They're almost as on fire as my Braves.
Well, let's just say that we hope to see them in the finals or in the American League Conference Finals. So we'll see what happens in that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And I'm trying to see if we got any early. I'm looking here to see if we got an early line on the baseball here for tomorrow. Let me look here
Well,
real
yeah, I was
quick.
gonna wait to see. I thought we were just gonna do that tomorrow, but the Sooners, uh, looking good, brother.
Yeah, they're tough. We're gonna see, but they're both on their ace. That game should probably stay under. OU's gonna throw their big lefty. I'm sure they want to stay out of the loser bracket. Let's see here.
Brother, I just yawned.
NCAA baseball.
I just yawned on TV on live stream, brother.
So Texas A&M and OU is a minus 131 favorite tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
minus 131, and Texas is minus 126 in the nightcap against Notre Dame. So you could have an OU Texas Sunday afternoon at the College World Series. That'd
Hey,
be fun.
how sweet would that be? And then you got
Yeah.
the U.S. Open, and then a Game 7. And then how about hockey last night? Woo! Did you see that? Man, what a game, bro! What a game!
All the way back, and my damn Lightning took it a minute and a half into the overtime.
Overtime. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, dude, it was that. I mean, he didn't clear the. First of all, he didn't clear the back. You know, if you're gonna clear it. And he kicked it right off, and they got a break. And it was all. I was like, oh, that's my. I can't. I'm trying not to curse. Shizasko. I knew that was gonna happen, and went boom, hit, bounce off right to the ricochet, and in with the slap. So, but what a game it was.
How's the U.S. Open going today?
Well, Rory is finished at -3.
There we go.
I was looking at that. Rory is -3 into the clubhouse. DJ is even. Markel is -1. And Kevin Na was up there, but he was -3 after 5. Now I'm kind of fine, Kevin Na.
Did Fowler get the exemption and get to play? He was the last alternate. Did anybody bail out?
Let me see. Let me look at that. Ricky Fowler. I'm pulling that up right now, Drew.
I was listening to Tirico, and
He said.
Fowler was. Go ahead.
It said doesn't say.
Well, he was the last alternate, so if somebody didn't make it or disqualified or had to bail out, he was the last alternate.
Well, Answer, he backed out, and so they got him out. But yeah, he's on. So it didn't say. I was looking for. Let me see if I can pull it up.
The scores.
Let me see if I can pull it up with the leaderboard.
Doesn't look like to me like he got in.
He's not in there, bro. I didn't see him in there. So
kept the 2 over.
Yeah, and Phil, I don't know what he is.
Mickelson is 5 over through 6.
Yeah, he didn't have a prayer, man. He didn't have a prayer. That course is way too hard.
He's blazed up anyway.
Yeah, that course is way too hard for them to be playing those exhibition matches. But anyway, well, I want to remind everybody again, Drew, I'm going to be at the Crest in Edmond this Saturday, brother.
Okay.
It's from 12 to 5. My good friend Chris Tucker, who played football there at OSU, has got it's called Big Tuck's All-Purpose Seasoning and Rub, and he's going to be there from 12 to 5, and I'm going to get there probably around 2:45, 3-ish, and I'm going to go online and be on fire because I'll have all my equipment. We can now listen to live stream where people can hear us. And then both microphones will be set up where I'll be talking to Chris and be talking to Donna, and different people will walk up. They want to come and sit down and visit with us and talk a little sports. They'll be more than welcome to do that. So that being said, brother, I'm going to bounce out of here. I got to go and get some stuff done. I appreciate you getting on. Now tomorrow, are you going to the game or you not going to the game?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm either going to go to the game or I'm going to play golf. One of the two. So.
Well, I already went and hit some.
I think I'd rather play golf than watch the Sooners.
Well, I got this PGA West shirt on that your dad had given me. Got me when he went out to the PGA West.
I got one kind of like it too. I think mine's orange. Is yours orange?
Yeah, of course it is.
I think I got a little stripe on it.
No, I don't have a stripe on mine. That's the other one. I have that one that has a stripe on it, but this one is just straight up orange with the Nike and the PGA West emblem. So I went and hit some balls. I went and played this morning when it was cool, and did pretty well. Shot a 93 today, so that wasn't bad. Lincoln.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad. It could have been a little better. But I could freaking chip. I can't chip. Yep. I just, man. What is that? Drive for show, putt for dough. My chipping is just terrible.
I'm supposed to be playing Indian Creek tomorrow where they have the Corn Ferry Open. So
nice. I'd go do that instead of watch OU play. If I could do it in the morning. If you play in the morning, if you're gonna play in the afternoon, then screw that. It's gonna be way too hot.
Mine's about 95-degree heat, about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's gonna be too hot, man.
I can either sit in the stands and sweat my ass off, or I can play golf.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. That's the only thing bad about baseball, man. As a mom or as a dad, you've got to sit out there, man. And it's hot and dusty, and it's just brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal that they do that. But
that's why I'm glad I got two girls. They're gonna be in piano recitals and
no, they're gonna be cheerleaders. They're gonna be cheerleaders, brother.
I'm pretty sure Faith's gonna be an MMA fighter. So.
Oh, you think so?
She got too much of that redheaded mama gene in her.
Oh my God. I just don't even know with you, man. I just don't even have. I'm just out on you, man. I'm out on you. So, but hey, remember.
I apologize for my tardiness today.
It's okay, brother.
At least we got to talk about the pick. So, Boston in the under tonight.
Yep. Hey,
Boston
and then one other thing, Drew.
210.
Remember to give me the. I need your. We're gonna have to do the question of the day. I got to give that to them. Yep. And because they were like, "What's the question of the day?" So. Tomorrow we'll do that for them. We'll give them the question of the day. So send that to me so I can send it to the guys and let them know tomorrow that this is the question of the day. So we need all their answers for them. So anyway, brother, I appreciate you.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, my brother. That was my boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. He's been on fire. What is he, 50-something and 54 and 23, 27 or something ridiculous. It's doubled his wins over his losses. So, but anyway, it's www.huskerdrewpicks.com. So go check out my boy. Well, like I said, thank you, everybody. And tomorrow we'll be back on the show with the Unpopular Hour. And, of course, we'll be coming from the barbershop. So everybody stay tuned.